What if we took the pinup calendars of like the 1960s, but what if we were to sort of do it with a fantasy twist? I think I've always had a love of fantasy. I wanted to be an animator for a long time for Disney, so I've always had a love of the representation of the classic fairy tale characters. These classic stories from, hundreds of years ago are being represented visually. Over the years, I liked studying all the different interpretations, not just the Disney ones, but the ones that other companies and movie studios would do throughout the years, and sort of getting the sense of what, which characters are sort of open for interpretation. Telling a story in one single image, rather than the panel-to-panel way I'd been doing in comic books, the idea that like you have a standalone image and that image is telling a story in very much like a storybook way. And the idea of a calendar just sort of seemed like a great way to showcase that. Some of these characters, there's just so many sequences in the classic literature where you can kind of play it out. So it's fun to sort of like explore that, but again, in that sort of pin-up-y, playful, girl next door sort of way, I think it's been really great. This particular statue with the Little Mermaid, still the most, I think, fan favorite image so far. It was one of the very earliest ones. And when I was approached over the years by various companies that were interested in doing 3D, that was the first one that was always discussed. So when I finally decided that Sideshow was the right fit to move forward with something like that, I think it was just understood without even anybody saying anything that that was going to be the first one and it was going to be that particular pose. I cannot be any happier with the final result. I mean, I think it's one of the all-time closest three-dimensional representations of my art I've ever seen, and I've done quite a few over the years. The character itself, the tail, the jewelry, the shimmer of the tail, the paint job, there's a translucence to the fin itself, and it's a simpler piece by comparison when you walk through the halls at Sideshow, but I think there's an elegance to it that I really am proud of. Following up the Little Mermaid is Tinkerbell. And that's really exciting because there's certain elements that I feel are emerging in each one of the characters. And one of the things that I really love, there's translucent elements with each statue. With Tinkerbell, we have translucent wings that are going to be really great when the final effect is done in paint and resin. The one following up that is Alice in Wonderland. And the Alice image that's in the works that's coming out is a fan favorite of her sitting on the mushroom where she's now torn off each side of the mushroom, like the one that makes her big and the one that makes her small. And it's probably the most elaborate of the three so far because you've got Alice sitting on the mushroom. She's got the sort of the poofy dress. They really do represent my style and the recognizability that I'm sure the fans expect and the uniqueness hopefully that I bring to Sideshow that hopefully makes this line unique and special. The exuberance of everybody involved and everybody's unique talents. It's just something to behold. I'm so proud and so excited to be doing my creations with Sideshow. For me, it's like the absolute best I could hope for. It's great when you're able to do like an iconic character that everybody knows. I love the variety of it. As an artist, I think variety has always been what inspires me. The artistry within the company, I mean, I just can't say enough amazing things about it. I'm just so thrilled with each statue. And I cannot wait for the fans to literally have it in their hands and just, it's a whole different experience. And I think people are going to really be blown out by this.